Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Tower of Hell sort of level bar like this. So what you want to start out by doing is creating a GUI in Starter GUI, and let me just close these so you get them out of the way. So you want to put a screen GUI in Starter GUI, and you want to name it, whatever would help you remember the name. And then you want to insert a folder called scripts, and insert a frame called height bar, and just make sure that inside the height bar you insert a folder called level, and make sure you have something, this one's called a player template. It's basically this white line here that shows the height of the player, as well as it has an image on the side here, but that's really optional. And that would just put your profile picture so that people can see who's, going up and who you are. So first off, what you want to start by doing is inside of scripts, insert a local script like this, and you want to name this height updater. Right now, you want to take the stage template and the player template and put them inside of the height updater script. Make sure that they're named properly too. Player updater or player template should be the little line, the little bar that shows your height, and then stage template really is just the little. So you can see if I shrink the size, it's just the little bars that show where each stage begins and ends. You pretty much just want to make sure you have a border size pixel of 0 for these things, and an anchor point of 0, 1. That's pretty basic. Nothing other than that. Everything else would be up to you. Now, inside of height updater, what you want to do is go on line 1, and we'll do services, and we'll just require the player service equals get, or not require, declare game get service players, and we'll do local run service equals game get service run service. And we're going to need to require modules this time. So these, or at least this module, will basically just control or will tell us how high the player is, and we'll add the UIs onto or we'll add the levels onto the UI. So we're just going to call this GUI handler. So inside of here, we'll do modules, local GUI handler equals require script.GUI handler, and we're gonna add a miscellaneous section. Do player height data equals that, local bound events equals this. So the player height data will be data that we get returned from this module, and the bound events are just events that we connect per round that we want to disconnect after the end of every round, just to make sure that we don't have events connected even after the round is ended. So I guess to start, we are going to create a function, and we're just going to call it start round. And inside of here, actually, we'll also have one called function end round. And these will just you know, start and end the round. Pretty self-explanatory. But in order to actually get started, we're going to want to program the GUI handler. So what we're going to do is do local GUI handler equals, and then we're just going to create an empty table. So open curly bracket, close curly bracket, and then we're just going to, oops, we're going to do return GUI handler. Now, inside of the GUI handler, we're going to want to create a constructor. So we're going to do GUI handler dot new. Oops. I'm going to do function GUI handler dot new, and we're going to do player. Should we do? Yeah, we'll do new. Okay. GUI handler.new, and this will be the thing that will create the player template and put the thing on there. So we're just going to do Google map folder, or I guess map equals workspace, wait for child map, and you're also going to want to make sure that you have a map in workspace along with a folder named levels, and you want each level to have a floor and a ceiling, as well as a color 3 value named primary color. So the floor is basically just the very bottom of the level, the ceiling is the top, and every single level needs to have a floor and a ceiling, or at least a ceiling. It doesn't need to have a floor if you spawn them in a different way than I do, but I spawn them in by setting the primary part of the floor, or primary part C-frame of the floor, to the C-frame of the ceiling of the floor below it. So yeah, but the ceiling is important. That tells us the height of the player. So we do actually need, and it also tells us the height of the level. So we do need the ceilings. So we're gonna go back into height updater, or not height updater, GUI handler. I can actually close this. And we're gonna do if not map folder, then turn, and this is just in case we, or did I say map folder? Oh, that's right, I usually was going to do folder, but just I don't know why my things indent weird. I think there's a new studio update, so just bear with me on that. We'll do local number of levels, and we're just putting these underscores because this is going to be a constant value. We're going to do number of map dot levels get children, and this will just tell us how many levels are actually in the game. So the number sign basically tells us how many values are inside of the table. So now what we're going to do is last level equals map dot levels find first child, two strings, a number of levels, and this will just give us the model of the very last level. And when you spawn these in too, make sure that the models have have a number as their name. So like level 1, level 2, level 3, except, you know, minus the actual like name level, just have it be 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's what makes this work. We're just going to do ceiling height equals last level first child. We don't even need find first child there actually. Last level dot ceiling dot c-frame dot y. We're gonna do local self equals, and this does use object-oriented programming, so if you don't know a lot about it, this might be a bit confusing, but if you just follow along, you will end up there in the end. You just might not actually understand what's going on. I might make a tutorial in the future all about object-oriented programming. It just depends on what you guys would want. I'll put a poll in the top right and you guys can answer. We're going to do player equals player. We're going to do frame. It's going to be equal to script. I'm going to do. Oops, nope. Sorry, I'm just going to cancel this out real quick. So, I forgot to label these. I usually like labeling them. So let's see, script.parent. Yeah, so we're going to do local player template equals script.parent dot player template. And because I like sorting these, I'm actually put that above map. Okay, so frame equals player template clone, and then we're going to have max is equal to ceiling level or ceiling height. Now we're going to do right now. What this is going to do just depends on if you have a profile picture thing labeled on there. So we're going to put an if statement just in case you decide not to have a face on there. So if not, if not, yeah, no, we'll do if not self.frame. Oops, find first child PFP. Then and make sure it's named PFP, which stands for profile picture. Unless you know how to program and you know that you could just change this string right here to whatever name. Self.frame dot PFP dot image. Oops, image equals. Actually, we're gonna do. So at the top here, we're gonna do local player service equals game get service players. What I was going to do was just require it down here, but there's no, or not require it. It was declare it down here, but there's no point. Or I guess reference it. Player service, and then get user thumbnail sync. I'm gonna do player dot user ID, comma enum dot what is it? Type. Is it thumbnail type? Yeah, thumbnail type. Dot, and I'm gonna do headshot, enum dot thumbnail size dot, and then we'll probably just set it to either 180 by 180 or 352 by 352. I'm gonna do 180 by 180 because my profile pictures, you'll see if I actually put this in the height bar, the size is really only about 45 pixels by 45 pixels, so it's not even gonna fill this up, but it will change if you have a bigger screen, so keep that in mind. And now underneath of this, we're going to do self.frame.parent is equal to, let's see, oh, we're going to have to, I guess I didn't do that yet. So local height bar is equal to script.parent.parent.parent.height bar. Yeah, okay. So frame.parent is equal to height bar. So there we go. Now we just need to return set meta table. We're going to do self, comma, GUI handler. Now at the top underneath of GUI handler, we're going to do GUI handler dot and then underscore, so 2 underscores. Index is equal to GUI handler. Okay. And so now what this should do is at the start of a round we should do, or actually we haven't required GUI handler dot new. We'll just do player service dot local player. And we'll press play and see if that works, which it should. Just kidding. It shouldn't. It's totally what works. Let's. No, okay, so no errors. I just probably messed something up. That's fine. So we'll. Oh, I didn't actually call the function. Start round. So we want to do that. And now do play, and you should see that we have the thing there with our profile picture, or I guess not, which is fine. Why is it doing that? profile picture. Do I have any errors? No. No, I do not. Okay, well that's probably fine. Sometimes they just don't actually load. We'll have to go back to that later. So what we're gonna do under here is do function GUI handler dot draw room, and this is what's gonna add the room levels to the room things to the things. So we're gonna do local first level comma last level is equal to map and then levels open parentheses close or open bracket close bracket 1, and then we're going to put a comma after that. We'll do map map dot levels, and then open bracket close bracket number map dot level get children. Okay, now underneath of this we're going to do local total level height. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll do math.absolute value of first level dot floor. So the first level does need to have a floor, or you can also do first level dot primary part, but you may not have a primary part assigned. So if you don't know how to do that, just make sure you do floor. Dot cframe dot y, and then we'll do minus last level dot ceiling dot cframe dot y, and is under here we'll do offset from bottom. The reason I'm not putting underscores under here is because it's not a constant. We are going to change this in the future. I mean, you could still put underscores. It's just good practice to not if it's not going to be a constant variable. So for index comma room in next map dot levels colon get children do. And we're just going to also put under here return true. So I'm going to type local room room height equal to math.absolute, and then we're going to do room.floor dot cframe.y minus room dot ceiling dot cframe.y. Okay, now underneath of that we're going to do local stage UI, not stage level. Why did I name this stage template? That makes no sense. We'll do, or you know what, let's keep it. There's no point in changing it now. You guys have already watched most of the tutorial. So we'll do level, no, we'll have to do stage template is equal to, do I already have that set as a variable? No. Local stage template is equal to script.parent.stage template. Alright, stage template equals stage is equal to stage template clone. Alright, and then now we'll do stage template dot size equal to udim2. Right, so udim2 dot new, and we'll set the first value to be 1, comma 0, comma room height divided by total level height. Alright, now we're also going to do stage template dot position is equal to udim2 dot new 0, comma 0, comma 1 minus offset from bottom, comma 0. The reason we want to do 1 minus offset from bottom. So the offset from bottom is just telling us how far we've already gone up. So if we've already put a level in here and that fills up the bar to about this height, it basically changes the offset from bottom to be whatever this height is. right? So if we do 1 minus offset from bottom, it'll do 1, which is all the way down here, minus offset from bottom, which would be around here. So that's what we're doing there. Now we'll do, stage template dot parent is equal to height bar dot levels. And that's just going to put it in that little folder that we had before. Then we'll do offset from bottom plus equals, which plus equals, all that does is it says offset from bottom is equal to offset from bottom plus whatever number we give it, which would be stage template or you know what? No, I'm not gonna. We'll do room height divided by total level height. And we'll just put those in parentheses to make it look a little bit nicer. Alright, so now we just need to make a method that gives us the height of the player. So we'll do local GUI handler colon get height from top, and we'll do if not self.player.character or not self.player.character.primary part, then we'll do return. Okay, now after that we're going to do local character position is equal to or do character height. Character height is equal to self.player.character.primary part.cframe.y, and then we'll do minus self.player.dot oh my god, character.primary part.size.y times 1.5. So this is just basically saying that the character height is we're going to start it at the torso, but then we're going to move it down by however large the torso is, so that we get to its feet. So the character height should be right at the bottom of the player's feet instead of in the middle of the player. So now we'll do local height from top is equal to character height divided by self dot max. And we'll just return math.clamp, and we do math.clamp to make sure it doesn't get off of the actual chart. We'll do 1 minus height from top, and then we'll do comma 0 to make sure it doesn't go any lower than 0, and we'll do comma 1 to make sure it doesn't go any higher than 1. And great. I think that's it for this module. Pretty sure it should be it. But if not, we can always change that. And right here we want to do, actually, let's add a new function here. We'll do function update. Okay. I'm just going to indent a couple times to make sure we separate the variables and the functions. We'll do run service, bind to render step, and we'll do update GUI. And then we'll do enum.renderPriority.last.value. We'll do comma, and we'll do update, and make sure we remove those open and closed brackets that are right here. We just want it to be the word update, the word of our function. We don't want to put those brackets. So, now that we've got that, we want to do, let's see, for index, comma, player next, player height data do local y position is equal to player colon get height from top, which is that method that we just made in the GUI handler, and that will return the distance from the top. Now we'll do player.frame, which is the player template. Oops, that's the wrong function. Which is the player template that we have right here, self.frame. So player.frame.position is equal to udim2.new. Let's see, 0.5, comma 0, y position, and then comma 0. And we want to make sure as well that the player template anchor point is 0.5, comma 0. Actually, I'll do 0.5, 0.5. Okay. And let's see, so now I think that's actually it for the update function. I don't think we really need anything else in here. No, I'll keep those spaces. Looks neater. Let's put under this. And this just, I'm not even gonna comment this. Bound events, open bracket, close bracket. The pound symbol bound events +1 is equal to player service dot player added connect, and we'll do set up player heights. Do that. Okay, and I'm gonna put that above the start round function. We'll do function setup player heights, and let's do if put a player argument. So if player, then I'll put a return under here. So if player, then player height data, number of player height data +1, when the number is just the pound symbol, is equal to GUI handler dot new player. All right. And this is just basically saying if we give it a player, we only want to set up that player and that player only. And this is because some players can join after the game already started, and we don't want to set up the player heights for each individual character in this function over and over again. So what we're also going to do underneath of this, though, is do for index, comma, player in next, comma, player service get players do, and we're just going to do player height. We're actually going to let's just copy this. it's the same thing. So, and then we're going to do, we don't even need to put a return under there. It does make things neater, but that doesn't matter. Now in end round, we want to do run service, colon unbind from render step, update GUI, and then underneath of here, we're going to do for index, comma, event in next, bound events do, event disconnect. We're also gonna, I guess, we'll do it. So, in the GUI handler, we want to add a destroy function to make sure that the data gets destroyed at the end of the round. So, we're gonna do function GUI handler colon destroy. We're just gonna do self.player equals new, self.frame colon destroy. Let's put that above it actually. Oops. Just please select it. There we go. Okay. Self.max equals nil. By the way, the order you put these in doesn't matter. I just like it because it goes from longest text to smallest. It looks nicer to me. Self equals nil. And then return. Alright, we don't need to return there either, because we're just going to return nil anyways. So we want to destroy that at the end of the round. So we're going to do for index player in next player height data do. We're just going to do player colon destroy. Okay, and that should be it. We need to make sure we call start round down here so that it actually runs. But I think that's it. So let's try this out. I've already got a level spawner in place. Okay, so it didn't work. I've got a level spawner in place. If you don't already have one, I will be making a video on how to do that. But yeah, so that didn't work. Let's figure out why that did not work. So we have no errors, so I don't see why that wouldn't work. Oh, you know what? Because we do this, maybe? Is that why? Oh, we didn't do set up player heights. Set up player heights. So we need to add that in the beginning right here. That should be it. So do play. And yeah, you'll see it does do that. We forgot to actually draw the room, so I'm going to do that as well. I have to keep going back, but that's fine. We'll do... yeah, we'll do GUI handler.draw room. Yeah, that's fine. I was going to add an S, but that's... draw room is okay as well. Although apparently that also seems to not be working. So I found out what happened. I forgot to change the background color, so what we're going to do is we'll do stage template dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot, or no, not color 3. We'll do room dot primary color dot value. So make sure that you have the color 3 value when they're named color 3 value, or named primary color, and that's just gonna make sure that we change the color of each thing. And so, as you can see, I still don't know why my thing won't load in, but this is a local file. It's not published, I don't believe, so that could be why. But as you can see, it goes from gray at the bottom to this sort of beige color right when we reach it. And these don't kill me, so I could just really skip the whole thing, and you'll see it right when we reach the top up here, it goes to purple, because that is the next stage. And goes back to, or it goes up to blue. I'm just gonna get to the top just so you guys can, or so I can prove to you that this is in fact doing it for every, I cannot believe I missed that, doing it for every level. And it is very accurate when it comes to your foot placement, because like I said, it does make sure that it checks the position of your feet instead of the position of your torso. So, okay, now we're at the top. You'll see we're like already partway through the last stage because I put the floor where this ladder is. So, these are very short stages too. So as you can see, we get closer and closer to the top, but we don't quite reach it until, you can see like it still moves down even here. We don't quite reach it until we get onto here. And you'll see like it even kind of fluctuates between it, sort of like it flickers, because it knows that right here is so close to like being underneath the ceiling. So it's very accurate. And you'll see we can even fall down the stages and it will make sure that it follows us. So, and if we do end up dying, I do believe this should go back to functioning. Yes, okay. So, yeah, as you can see, that does work. I will be making a video on how to make this level spawner sometime in the future. I'm not entirely sure when, but this was really just to help a couple of friends in a Discord server, and I figured I'd probably make it into a series anyways. So, yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys next time.